Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. This is going to be the Scott Sports 101 Browns and NFL Draft recap and review show. We'll get to all of that in just a moment. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. A team has held a complete perfect season record only once in the history of the NFL. What year did that occur in? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, the Browns made some really great moves and picked some really great players in this year's NFL draft. That is how, and that is now in the books. The Browns GM Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, I felt, did a fantastic job. In the first round, the Browns took offensive tackle Jedrick Willis Jr. of Alabama, and then round two, they traded their second pick, 41 to 44, and they got Grant Delpit of LSU as a safety, and then in the third round, they got Harrison Bryant, a tight end from Florida Atlantic, excuse me. And then in fourth round, they got Nick Harris from Washington, and then in the actually that was the fifth round. The sixth round, they got they didn't have one in the fourth round. It was the fifth round. The sixth round, they got Donovan Peoples-Jones from Michigan. Now, the fifth round was the other one, which was the Nick Harris in the fifth round. Excuse me. Now, the Browns had guys and prospects they wanted to get, but they did not get any. But that doesn't. But the draft was not a bad one for the Browns this year by any means. Excuse me. I felt they might have gone with offensive tackle Andrew Thomas of Georgia, or offensive tackle Mekhi Becton of LSU. Nevertheless, the Browns went with Jedrick Wills, offensive tackle Alabama, with the 10th pick overall in round one. But the big question is Wills a bad player? No, he was not in college. No, he wasn't. He was great. And Wills put up a lot of big numbers with LSU last season. And I think he will be with the Browns in the lineup, but we won't know until they put the pads on. And until they have their first practice of training camp. And I do feel that this is going to be a great addition to this Browns team, because they have been, but they needed a guard, and they did not get that. And I felt that was something they should have gotten. But they had a good draft overall. But Grant Delpit and Harrison Bryant were also good picks, and they're in their positions along with Jordan Elliott and Jacob Phillips on the squad as well at the defensive side of the ball, alongside Delpit and Bryant. Will be the third string tight end for now, but his arrival for now, I should write that in. But his arrival should put it in and mark the end of David Njoku's involvement with the team eventually. We won't know yet, though, but he is going to be back with the team, we think, David Njoku. We'll have to wait and see. Overall, though, I felt, but we're going to go over all the picks, some of the picks, but overall, overall, the Browns once again had a solid draft once again this year in 2020, and they did trade when it was the right time. Now, the Browns got really great players with their picks, and made really great moves as well. Although a lot of fans were were mad they passed up on some Ohio State talent, as I felt they might want to take some talent from. They might want to have taken some talent from Ohio State. Excuse me. And I just really feel that might have been something to do. But overall, they did get some really great picks and took some really great players. Now, the Browns did a fantastic job and were solid in this year's draft, hands down. And I give the Browns and my great and sources of Cleveland.com have given this, and I give them an A, and I give the Browns an A. They get an A for this draft because they did really well. They were solid. They traded when it was the right time. They only made one trade, trading down their 7th round pick for a pick in the 5th round. That's what they did. That was the best trade they did. And they did just that. And I got to tell you, it was a great trade. Great job, guys. Now, I'm going to go over some of the picks. I felt Cincinnati, I knew was going to take Joe Burrow in the 1st round of the draft. What surprised me, though, that this is when the draft I felt really got started when the Giants took Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle from Georgia. And I felt that the Giants got a B for their draft, I feel, because they traded up a few times, but I felt they could have traded it not in the 2nd round, but the 3rd round. And I just feel that they really traded up at the... There was one time when they didn't trade at the right time, but that was a surprise that they took Andrew Thomas. Now, I was really surprised when the Jets took Mekhi Becton with the 11th pick. And I thought the Browns would have taken him or Thomas, but they took Jedrick Wills, and that was a good pick for them. And I don't think... Baltimore... And Baltimore made a good pick with that inside linebacker, Patrick Quillen from LSU. And a lot of sources and NFL fans say that the Ravens had the best draft of all. But I don't agree with that. I think the Browns had the best draft of all. I think we did. So it's just their opinion. But I'm gonna I think Dallas. I don't think had a pick in the 1st round. Oh yeah, Dallas took CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver from Oklahoma. And Dallas, I also give them a because they made some great picks. They also had especially Trevon Diggs, quarterback of Alabama, because they needed a cornerback, and that was in the 2nd round. And I just feel that the Cowboys really had a good draft, and this is just one of those drafts where anything can happen, and none of the picks surprised me at all. There was some that surprised me, but not a lot of them. So this is just why I just feel that this is one of those drafts where it was really fun to watch, and I enjoyed it. And hopefully with the draft coming here next year, we're going to enjoy that one even more, because I'm going to be down there podcasting next year, and my friend Matt Murphy will join me, along with my buddy Keith Norman, who were my guest on Thursday. Keith was there, my guest on Friday, along with my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle, his cousin Eric Hoyle, and my really good friend Richard Turner. So I'm really looking forward to that. But right now, I'm going to get back to talking about the draft in just a moment. But first here, it's time now to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. A team has had a completely perfect season only once in the history of the NFL. What year did this occur in? And if you said 1972, you are correct. The 1972 Miami Dolphins are the only team to have won every regular season and postseason game they played in, winning the Super Bowl with a perfect 17-0 record. And that was correct. That's it. And the man that coached them was, of course, Don Shula, who has the most coaching wins in the NFL, as you know. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. But to sum it up, to put a really to put a conclusion on this draft, an ending. This was just one of those. It was really a lot of fun, and I give the Browns an A, and I give Dallas an A. I give Baltimore an A, and actually, yeah, I give the Browns and Baltimore an A. I give KC gets an A as well. Seattle gets a B. They got a B plus. I'll give them. Buffalo gets a B. They're gonna get a B. Actually, no, they get a C. They made some. Moves. I just feel that they could have made some better moves, but they did take some. They had some good moves. So this is one of the. So I give Baltimore. That's just a few of them, and I just want to. This was just such a fun draft to just watch and just be a part of, and podcast it. And I just want to thank everybody, and I'm glad we are. Hopefully next year, this coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic will be over and we'll all be together again. So, hopefully by then we will be. And with that, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'll be back with another podcast tomorrow. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.